10 years ago, a single dollar could secure 4 loaves of bread, yet today, that same dollar barely buys one. This stark shift highlights the silent force of inflation, a phenomenon that impacts every single individual on the planet today. At its core, inflation represents the steady rise in the general price level of goods and services within an economy. This process effectively diminishes your purchasing power over time, meaning your money does not go as far as it once did. To visualize this, imagine a small, isolated village with 10 people and 10 apples, where each apple costs $1. If the government suddenly gives everyone 10 extra dollars while the supply of apples remains stagnant, the market dynamics shift. The seller will inevitably raise the price to $2, as the village now has more cash competing for the fruit. This scenario illustrates the fundamental principle that inflation occurs when more money is chasing the same amount of available goods. This basic definition sets the stage for understanding why your money buys significantly less today than it did in the past. The first major driver of this trend is the expansion of the money supply, often referred to as money printing. When central banks inject excessive currency into the economy, the total volume of money grows far faster than actual production. As more cash floods the system, the relative value of each individual unit of currency begins to decline quite rapidly. Because there are no additional goods to purchase, the abundance of money simply forces the price of existing items upward. This is a classic case of supply and demand, where the sheer volume of money creates a new market equilibrium. It is not that the products themselves have become more valuable, but rather that the money has become less scarce. This imbalance is the primary engine behind the rising costs we observe in our grocery stores and local markets daily. Beyond printing, we must also consider the second major cause of inflation, which economists identify as demand-pull inflation. This occurs when consumer confidence is high and people have more disposable income to spend on their favorite products. As households rush to purchase goods, the total demand for these items begins to outpace the current production capacity. When factories and farms cannot keep up with this sudden surge in interest, they naturally respond by raising their prices. It is a simple reaction to scarcity, ensuring that those willing to pay more can still secure the limited stock. High demand coupled with a restricted supply is a recipe for price hikes that ripple across the entire global economy. We must also account for the third critical factor, known as cost-push inflation, which stems from the production side. This happens when the fundamental costs of doing business, such as raw materials or labor, begin to climb significantly. Consider the price of oil, which is essential for transporting almost every product we consume in our modern lives. When energy costs rise, the expense of shipping goods from the factory to the shelf increases for every retailer. Businesses cannot simply absorb these higher costs indefinitely without eventually passing them on to the final consumer. Consequently, the price of everything from basic food staples to complex clothing items begins to creep upward in price. These three forces, money supply, high demand, and rising costs, work together to erode the value of your hard-earned savings. Understanding these mechanisms is essential because the reality of inflation is not just a dry academic or economic theory. It is a tangible force that is actively happening inside your wallet, changing what you can afford every single day. Many people mistakenly believe that keeping their cash under a mattress is a safe way to avoid market volatility. However, during periods of inflation, this is actually the worst possible move you could make for your financial future. Because the value of that cash shrinks every single year, your purchasing power effectively evaporates while it sits idle. Instead of letting your wealth decline, you must consider strategic alternatives like investing in stocks, gold, or real estate. These asset classes have historically shown the ability to grow at a rate that matches or exceeds inflationary pressure. By allocating your resources wisely, you can protect your wealth and maintain your standard of living over the long term. The journey to financial security begins with the simple act of acknowledging how these economic forces actually function daily. Knowledge is the most powerful tool you have to fight back against the silent erosion of your personal wealth. By staying informed about how money moves through the economy, you can make better decisions for your own future. Inflation may be inevitable in a growing economy, but its impact on your life does not have to be. Take control of your finances by learning to spot the signs of inflation before they impact your monthly budget. Every small adjustment you make to your investment strategy can have a significant impact on your long-term success. Remember that your money is a tool, and like any tool, it must be managed correctly to remain effective. Do not let the complexity of the global financial system deter you from taking charge of your own situation. The principles we have discussed today are the foundation for building a more resilient and secure financial life. As we move forward, keep these concepts in mind whenever you see prices shifting in your local supermarket. You are now better equipped to understand why the world around you is changing in these specific, measurable ways. This is Sapient Sense, where we believe that every single cent you earn should make sense for your future. We are dedicated to breaking down these complex topics into clear, actionable insights that you can use today. If you found this exploration of inflation helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives. We have much more content planned to help you navigate the often confusing world of modern personal finance. Your support allows us to continue creating high-quality educational videos that make economics accessible to everyone everywhere. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on how to protect and grow your hard-earned money. We appreciate you taking the time to learn with us and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep making choices that lead you toward greater financial clarity and lasting success. The economy is a vast and interconnected machine, but you have the power to understand how it works. Thank you for watching this breakdown of inflation and its profound effects on your daily purchasing power today. We hope this video has provided you with the clarity needed to face these economic challenges with confidence. Until next time, keep tracking your cents and making them work as hard as you do every day. Beyond the basic concept of supply and demand, inflation is primarily driven by three distinct economic catalysts: money printing, surging demand, and rising production costs. To understand how this works, we must first look at the role of central banks and the total amount of currency circulating within our global economy. When central banks increase the money supply at a rate faster than the production of goods, the value of each individual unit of currency naturally declines. This phenomenon, often called monetary expansion, means there is simply more cash circulating in the economy, which inevitably leads to a climb in general price levels. As more money chases the same limited amount of products, the purchasing power of every dollar you hold begins to erode, making everything slightly more expensive. It is a silent tax on your savings, where the numbers in your bank account stay the same, but the lifestyle they can support slowly shrinks away. Similarly, demand pull inflation occurs when consumer spending power outpaces the available supply of goods, forcing sellers to raise prices because they cannot meet the high demand. Think of it as a competition for resources. When everyone has extra cash to spend, they all rush to buy the same limited inventory of items. Imagine a local store where everyone wants the same popular product. If only a few items remain, the seller will naturally raise the price to find buyers. This price hike is the market's way of rationing scarce goods, ensuring that those who are willing to pay more can still acquire what they need. When this happens across an entire economy, we see a widespread increase in costs, driven entirely by the collective desire of consumers to purchase more goods. Finally, we must consider the third major culprit: cost-push inflation, which happens when the expenses for raw materials, labor, or transportation increase significantly for businesses. Every product you buy has a complex supply chain behind it, involving energy, shipping, and workers, all of which require payment to keep the system running. When these operational costs rise, companies are forced to pass those burdens onto the consumer, leading to higher price tags on everything from groceries to gasoline. If the price of oil spikes, it becomes more expensive to transport food to your local supermarket, and that cost is inevitably added to your final receipt. It is a ripple effect that starts at the factory floor and ends at your checkout counter, affecting the affordability of basic necessities for every single household. Because keeping cash under a mattress causes its value to shrink over time, Protecting your long-term wealth requires more than just simple saving. It requires strategy. The reality is that inflation is a constant force, and if your money is not working as hard as the economy, you are effectively losing value. Investing in tangible assets like stocks, gold, or real estate can help your capital grow alongside, or even faster than, the rising tide of inflation. These assets have historically acted as a hedge, maintaining their intrinsic worth even when the currency itself loses its ability to buy the same amount. By diversifying your holdings, you create a buffer against the erosion of your purchasing power, allowing you to maintain your standard of living over the years. Ultimately, inflation is not just an abstract economic term found in textbooks, but a tangible reality that impacts your personal wallet and budget every single day. It is the invisible hand that reshapes the cost of living, influencing the decisions we make about our careers, our savings, and our future financial goals. Understanding these complex mechanisms is the essential first step towards safeguarding your financial future and ensuring your hard-earned cents truly make sense in the long run. As we navigate this economic landscape, staying informed about these drivers of inflation is the best way to remain in control of your own financial destiny. The more you know about how money flows and how prices are set, the better equipped you will be to make smart decisions in an unpredictable world. Inflation might be inevitable, but the way you respond to it is entirely within your control, provided you have the right knowledge and the right tools. So, keep watching the markets, keep learning about the economy, and keep your focus on long-term growth rather than short-term fluctuations in the price of goods. Your financial journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and understanding the forces of inflation is how you ensure you cross the finish line with success. Stay curious about the world of finance, because when you understand the rules of the game, you are much better positioned to play it effectively. We have explored the causes, the effects, and the strategies, but the real work begins when you apply these principles to your own personal financial plan. Start by auditing your own spending and saving habits, and look for ways to protect your wealth from the persistent and quiet erosion of inflation. Whether it is through education, smart investing, or simply being more mindful of your budget, every action you take contributes to your overall financial health. Remember that knowledge is the most valuable asset you can possess, and it is the one thing that inflation can never take away from you. Continue to build your expertise, stay disciplined with your goals, and you will find that you can thrive even in an environment of rising prices. The economy is always changing, but with a solid foundation of understanding, you can adapt to any challenge that comes your way in the future. We hope this deep dive into the mechanics of inflation has provided you with the clarity needed to make more informed decisions about your money. It is all about taking the mystery out of the numbers and turning complex economic theories into practical steps you can take starting today. By breaking down these barriers, we hope to empower you to take charge of your financial life and build a more secure future for yourself. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of how the world of money works and how you can navigate it with confidence and skill. Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep striving to understand the forces that shape our world, because that is how you stay ahead of the curve. Every cent you save and every dollar you invest is a vote for your future, so make sure those votes are cast with wisdom and foresight. We are committed to bringing you the best insights into the world of finance, helping you make sense of the complex systems that affect us all. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will dive into another fascinating topic that will help you master the art of personal finance. There is always more to learn, and we are excited to continue this journey with you as we uncover the secrets of the financial world. Remember that financial literacy is a lifelong pursuit, and every bit of information you gather adds to your ability to succeed in the long run. We appreciate your time and your dedication to improving your financial knowledge, as it is the key to unlocking a world of new opportunities. Keep your eyes on the horizon, stay focused on your goals, and never underestimate the power of a well-informed mind in the world of money. The path to financial freedom is paved with knowledge, and we are honored to be a part of your journey toward achieving that important goal. As you move forward, take these lessons with you and apply them to your daily life, because that is where the real change happens. Small changes in how you handle your money can lead to significant results over time, So start today and see the difference it makes. We believe that everyone has the potential to master their finances, and we are here to provide the guidance you need to get there. Thank you for your engagement, your questions, and your commitment to learning, as it makes this community stronger and more informed every day. Keep the conversation going in the comments, share your thoughts, and let us know what topics you want us to cover in the future. Your feedback helps us create better content, and we are always looking for ways to serve you better as we explore the world of finance. We are Sapient Sense, and our mission is to make sure that every single cent you earn and spend makes sense for your future success. Together, we can navigate the complexities of the modern economy and build a foundation of wealth that stands the test of time and inflation. Stay smart, stay strategic, and remember that you have the power to shape your financial future, one decision at a time, every single day. We look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will continue to break down the barriers to financial literacy for everyone. Until then, keep your finances in check, keep your goals in sight, and keep making every cent count toward a brighter and more prosperous tomorrow.